eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you
Welcome back to episode 13 of the Football Experience. Today we're joined by the Saints Prime legend, Jamie Allen.
Thank you. I appreciate the title then, Matt. I'd probably say Saints Prime leader for the more correct term, but legends.
You're the best one, right?
Oh, of course. Harry Tizard, who? That's what you should be saying.
Yeah. I don't know who he is either.
Yeah, good.
Let's first of all start off with the previews. The first game we're going to preview is Saints versus Burnley. Do you have a prediction for that, Jamie?
It's a tough game. Burnley are always a very defensive side. But Southampton have hit a good run of form recently, considering our last game against Bournemouth, a lovely 3-0 victory. If not, should have been a lot higher than 3. You know, Kyle Walker-Peters was not offside. His hand was, those sorts of vibes. However, I reckon good 2-0 Saints, maybe a 2-1, a bit of a scare. However, we get Chadham's coming 80th minute winner.
Yeah, I've gone 2-1 as well.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
I've actually gone 2-1 as well.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like, Burnley will get one. They seem to keep themselves in the game for a while. Yeah, Chris Wood. Good shout. McNeil, he scored a couple good goals in the last game.
Yeah, was it the flick against Newcastle where he went top left bins?
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, that was class. Yeah, I think Burnley will get a goal, but I can see Saints winning it in the end.
Yeah. But then again, I guess the Brighton game, that was kind of something to worry about with.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Yeah, it's games like that though. Southampton tend to sit back and look at themselves and think, why did I do that? Why were we bad? And then Ralph gets drillers into them why they were. And so players like Che Adams and Nathan Redmond are going to have to step up now, because obviously the injuries, like with Danny Ings, the form they're now in is perfect to take us throughout the end of the season, to secure our place in the Premier League for next year. Not saying we're relegation threatened, but there's always a chance in the Premier League. It's never saying no.
You're looking in a decent position for it still.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, obviously, while we're on the Saints topic, what do you think about the potential sale of Danny Ings in the summer?
I would happily let Danny Ings go into Manchester City, because you know for a fact that they will overpay for him. At least 30 million for a player, 1 year left of his contract. I'll happily take. We can easily split that 15 mil each on 2 different players. Not the same level as Danny Ings, obviously. However, the good standard, like the likes of Che Adams, for example, and we'll easily rebuild our squad, because we're not going to get investments from our owners unless they get out. So happily let him go for the club's sake. He's been a good servant to us. Never kicked up a fuss about wanting to leave or wanting to stay. So I'd happily let him go. I'd be no hard feelings.
Yeah, same here. But if he was to go to a team, then I feel like Man City would be the one which would be happy for him to go to, just because of the payment.
It's a bit of a weird one for Man City though. Like, I know they've got Jesus and Aguero at the moment. I know Aguero probably won't be there next season. Do you really think, for their sake, Danny Ings is the person that's going to take over for years to come?
Yeah,
he's not exactly.
He's probably going to be a 2-year player, really, because
it just seems a bit of
injuries and
a weird one. Yeah, well, look, he could get injured. He could only play a couple more years.
That's the thing, Lou. For City, the 30 million is the average price to pay for a bit part player. It's not like they're splashing out on players like Haaland, for example, because they probably can't, financial fair play reasons and all that. However, I think Danny's the perfect replacement. He's at a good level with the Premier League. The players around him as well, both have given the balls that he will need to score even more than he did for Southampton last season.
Fair enough.
I guess for Man City as well, 30 million for a bit of a risk that's nothing to them.
Look how much they spent on Benjamin Mendy. He's sat on the bench every week. So
let's go to the Chelsea West Brom game. Louis, what's your prediction for that game?
I've gone with. What have I gone with? I've gone with 2-0. I think we will win it. It's one of those sorts of games that they're not necessarily in the greatest form. They're looking like going down. But Chelsea are always a bit iffy against lower teams rather than higher teams at the moment, I'd say. Yeah.
But I've gone 3-0 personally. I think it's a game. I don't think Chelsea will concede in that game, but I can definitely see you winning that. This West Brom are not good at the moment.
I don't know, Matt. I'm not sure I agree. I have a funny feeling I could see a West Brom 1-0. Because it's both
Really?
very defensive sides that all sit back. And you know, West Brom, a very lucky side. They could easily just get one in and just sit back on it for the rest of the game. And we have a return of Chelsea legend as well. I can't pronounce his name. That's the one. So I'm sure as a Chelsea fan, it would be nice to see him come back to the bridge.
Yeah. I thought that was a weird one for West Brom, but it's
it's
good
37. I think he left St. Petersburg.
Zenit,
Zenit St. Petersburg and came to West Brom, which was very odd. And speaking of West Brom transfer outgoings, Kieran Gibbs is signed into Miami FC.
Yeah.
And this season was quite fun.
I think that's good for him. He's not really going very far with his career. I know he's getting older now anyway, but
he's won a couple of FA Cups, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done all right, but like not. I wouldn't say he's done as expected from his younger years. But he's now he's getting that last payday in America,
working under Philip Neville, mate. What else do you want?
It's not a bad life.
Philip Neville, Gonzalo Higuain, Matuidi.
But Inter Miami aren't that great though, are they?
They will be next year.
With Kieran Gibbs at helm.
They've just got like players that do it in other leagues though. Like Higuain, obviously, not sure about him, but in MLS he's actually able to perform still. Matuidi's, he's probably about the average age of the MLS.
He's still a good player, Matuidi. Yeah.
They've signed a couple of other younger players from other MLS teams as well. So they look like they have a good squad. But besides Inter Miami, obviously, I can see us winning the game against West Brom, but it's we've conceded 2 so far in Tuchel's era of about 13, 14 games, which is less than Lampard's first game in charge.
It could be a classic Big Sam upset though.
It could. You never know. You never know. What is the third game then?
Arsenal versus Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So I've gone 3-2 Liverpool this.
It's a tough one. 2 teams struggling at the moment. It's lower down the table than they should be. However, I don't know, because Liverpool all over the place, how they have got the return of Diego Jota. He's just going to trying to find his form at the moment after a long time out of an injury. I could really see him shining against the Arsenal defence, especially how weak it is at the moment and how volatile it can be at some times. And a very attacking side of Liverpool. Have you got to say the same for Liverpool, with their defence being so weak of injuries, having their players they signed to replace the injury players like Ben, I can't remember his name. The guy he signed from Preston.
Ben Davis.
I think of the Spurs left backs. I was getting confused. But it's like him coming in and getting injured straight away and having to play Nat Phillips and the guy from Schalke. Another name I can't pronounce because I'm stupid.
Christian Fuchs.
What?
Wait, no. Why does it Christian Fuchs?
But you say
it's Kabak, isn't it?
Kabak.
That's it.
Something like that, yeah.
He's the he's the other left back, wasn't he?
Christian Fuchs, what a player!
Maybe
He also got a really nice clothing brand as well.
Maybe that should be a signing for them.
Maybe not, Pete. I'm not too sure. Liverpool are after I think he'll retire soon, probably. But anyway, Lou, what's your thoughts on the game? What do you think the score will be?
I've gone 3-1 to Liverpool. They've both got good attacks. I know they're not in form attacks, but Arsenal they've been playing okay recently. I know they had a difficult game against West Ham. They started it off very, very poorly, 3-0 down within I think 30 odd minutes, and then they did manage to come back. Even though it was a 3-3 draw, coming back from that far behind, it does give a good morale boost to the team going into a game. But I just can't. I can see Liverpool's attack thriving in this sort of scenario.
Yeah.
So that's right. I'm going to give my score prediction. I'm going to go for Because I think a very attacking game. I could say maybe a 3-3 draw. Quite out there,
Really?
extravagant. However, like I said, 2 very weak defences, 2 very good attacking sides.
Yeah. So I went for a Liverpool win as well. I just can't see Arsenal winning this one.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen to that.
As a Saints fan, you need these mid-table sides to lose as many points as possible so you can catch up.
Yeah.
Arsenal just an average team anyway.
Amen.
No, now they've been kicked out of the top 6 debate. You know, that people are putting Leicester in there instead now.
Yeah.
I think that's fair though. Very justified. Leicester a good
Talking
team.
of Leicester, Man City Leicester is the next one.
Nice cut away there, Louis. Brilliant.
Thank you, mate.
Now this is a game on our hands. It's very exciting considering Iheanacho's on some great form coming against his former side. Could see it. I say, but I think again, City are currently, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the world at the moment. I'd say up there with Bayern Munich. I'm not too sure which one's better. That's a discussion for another time. However, I do believe City can come away here because their defence isn't quite up to scratch. Leicester's defence isn't quite up to scratch to Man City's attacking players. Like the likes of Riyad Mahrez can get a goal from anywhere. Oh yeah, against his old team as well.
Oh.
Like you saw Riyad Mahrez against Southampton, for example. He literally got the ball outside the box, with 4 players in front of him, still ping it bottom corner.
Because when he got that ball, he did look like he was going to score.
Yeah, it's just dangerous
from that far away.
Mm.
It's weird. I've gone with 2-1 City as well.
Mm.
I think it will be a close one. But I can't. You know, City, I think City do have too much for them.
Yeah, City just seem to bring something different, which like no other Premier League teams really seem to have.
Yeah. Also, Leicester will still. I don't know about their injuries too much, but I'd imagine they'll still be without Harvey Barnes and Maddison. By the end of the international, if they are, you know, that puts them in an even more difficult position.
It really is a tough one for the side because, like I said, I think that's the only thing really holding Leicester back from getting a win against City. The fact that they have these key players out against the biggest team in the world. So that's why I say a City win has to be.
Yeah. Okay. And the last game is Man United Brighton.
On paper, this should be a goal fest for United because, like I said, Brighton. I don't know, they're one of the best XGs in the league, as Mikey Maven would say. However, the defence is not there at all. The Saints couldn't beat it because Saints are rubbish. However, Manchester United had that attacking quality like no other team in the Premier League other than the City. I'd say when they're in form, that is. Likes of Cavani, Greenwood, Rashford, Martial. They should be smashing Brighton. Brighton may pick up a fight. Don't get me wrong, because United's defence, Harry Maguire, a bit iffy. So I could say 3-1 United here.
I've gone 3-0, so I am going United. You know, I'm almost trying to tempt fate though. If you predict a big win for United, hoping Brighton get it. But you know, I do think Man United will have too much for Brighton.
I've gone 1-0 because even though I think Brighton, it's not Man 1-0 Man United, not 1-0 Brighton.
Same like that was outrageous.
No, because even though I think Man United are going to win, I still think Brighton are still like Graham Potter's a class manager, so I feel like he will be able to contain it a bit, but I don't think he'll be able to stop the United attack. So I think United have got too much.
Yeah, fair enough.
Couldn't agree more, Matt. Very well put.
Oh, thank you.
No worries.
Let's move on to the reactions now. So we'll start off with the Saints versus Bournemouth game. So did you watch the game, Jamie?
Of course I did. I loved every single second of it. Southampton were top class against Bournemouth. Honestly, one of the best performances of our season so far. Everyone was, like I said, Nathan Redmond chose to have his one game of the season, the best game of the season. He chose to have it against Bournemouth. And yeah, the absolutely brilliant game. Should have got a hat trick of his final shot he had not on target, just going wide of the post. It was heartbreaking to see him not get that match ball. However, it's not just about Nathan Redmond in that game. The likes of Stuart Armstrong as well, holding the midfield, creating chances. Absolutely beautiful. Another player who stood out to me was Kyle Walker-Peters. I love that man with all my heart. Without him in the Southampton side, there is no Southampton. I don't know. You wouldn't think at the right back we have such a difference to our game, but he adds that quality no one else has.
Yeah, I think if you compare him and Cedric as well, you kind of see.
I think Cedric got a lot of slate from Saints fans, like saying he wasn't. I think wrong. He was never a bad player for us, in my opinion. He just didn't have the attacking quality that Ralph was after.
Yeah, that's the problem with Cedric. Like with Walker Peters, you have a good attacker and also he's good at defending as well. You can have both sides. So what do you think with Redmond? Do you think Redmond's a player we should keep still? Or?
I think if Redmond's going to stay at the club for the future, he'll be more off a bit of a Musa Ginepa role off the bench. So I don't really see him being a starter for us for a couple of years because he doesn't have that consistency to his game the likes that other players do. And that's not what Ralph is after. He wants instant impacts inside. And I don't think Nathan Redmond can offer that unless he can pick up form. However, like I said briefly just then, he has this like one good game of the season and he already used it this season now against Bournemouth. So can he do it again? I'm not too sure. So I wouldn't be too mad if he left in the summer. However, I'd also like to see him play off the bench. Like I said, it all depends if we get new owners in and if we get investment from our current owners.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I only watched the highlights of this one, but Saints look good. Obviously, in highlights, you tend to, but Redmond, I haven't seen him. He just had so much confidence with it. On a usual game, he sort of, he just tries to get his shots off too early sometimes, and especially that one that he put across the keeper into the top corner. It was, he took his time. He seemed so composed on that one that I haven't seen him do for a while.
Couldn't agree more, Louis.
He's going to be joining. I saw he's trying to get a Jamaican passport, isn't he?
I saw rumours of that as well, joining Mikel Antonio in the Jamaican squad. However, I think Redmond had a bit too much pride on his back because he got that one appearance for England. He may try and get his way back in, but I just don't really see that happening.
Yeah, I think the problem with getting this current England team is it's so hard to get in.
Especially as a winger as well. Right. Yeah, they just got. You can't really see him ever getting back in, personally.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, to be fair. Let's move on to the Everton Man City one. So that was 2-0 Man City this game. Yeah, it was a good, I guess I think I predicted the game to be closer than it was.
I can't remember what I predicted, but watching the game, obviously it wasn't for so long. Everton just sort of held on. It was quite a good game, and then City just showed their quality at the end. They came through with they just had those players that can make a difference like that.
So like the 80th minute goal, something like that, Lou, was it?
Yeah, it's the 84th and the 90th minute.
From KDB, and I'm not too sure who the other one was. Gundogan, yeah. The classic little header he did is quite funny. I think it's
KDB one was... Sorry, Tara.
I think it's Phil Foden hit the post or something, then Gundogan got a little funny header. Just jumped into it as class.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of uproar about the KDB one because there was some foul or something, and they did
in the build up to it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think half the Everton defence stopped. I mean, the game was probably over anyway.
But the thing is, you get taught from a young age at football. You
do.
Play to the final whistle.
Yeah,
I know that. Obviously,
that is true.
She already passed it.
I say you can't complain as a player. Like I said, you don't stop till the whistle's blown. In all seriousness, now, and you can't then complain afterwards. We will stop playing. No, keep going until the rules say.
But I guess that's just something you'll say if that's just
if you're on the other end, the other side of it. I guess. However, if I was a Leicester fan, I'd probably disagreeing with that statement. But was it a serious injury in the end? I don't know.
No, I don't think it was in the end.
So exactly. So that's why sometimes you have to keep playing. If it was a serious injury, then maybe we would have different opinions right now. But.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Like, especially if the other team are like still playing, you can't really stop. You just got to try and
Just got to carry
It's like in the Spurs game recently. I think it was their number 3. Sales? No, number 3 Regulon they got from Real Madrid. He went down injured. However, Kane carried on going forward and nearly scored from it. I think even if your teammates down, you just had to keep going till whistle's blown, unless it is a serious one.
Or kick it out if you want to. If your team want to waste that time, depends. But
let's go on to the Chelsea versus Sheffield game. Were you happy? Well, obviously you're happy with the result, but were you happy with how Chelsea played as well in the game, though?
No, we weren't very good against Sheffield. It's just one of those standard performances. You grind out a win. I think I've had to say that about a Chelsea game before on this, but it's I couldn't really see us losing at any point. I think McGoldrick, luckily he had a really, really good chance from about 5 yards out, a header, and he managed to put it wide. He didn't really do much through the match.
I guess if you want to get the chance to challenge for a league in the future, and I guess you need to get used to. You need to have those games where you don't necessarily play well, but you still win. Yeah,
that's the thing. That's what you'll see teams like Man City doing. Not necessarily this season, because Man City have performed quite well in every game, but there is always those games that the top sides have. Liverpool, when they won the league specifically, that they'd have an awful game, but they just grind out a 1-0 win or something, and they didn't play well, but I mean their team and fans are not going to care if they still get the win.
That's the thing, Lex. The thing is with City at the start of the season, they had a dreadful run of form. How they had the 2 games that had made their points look even worse. There's even talks of Pep losing his job, however, and they just turned it around and look at them now. So imagine if City didn't have that poor start of the season, how far ahead they'd be if United. It's ridiculous points ahead.
Yeah, definitely. It shows the class that they've got though. They don't look like getting caught at all.
No chance. That's the thing. When you got a United team in second, especially the players they have right now, there's no one special there. Is there realistically? I say if Tuchel came into the Chelsea job sooner, maybe he could come back, going at him a little bit more. However, I think Chelsea waited a bit too long with Frank.
Yeah, I think it was a difficult one with that.
Yeah,
I don't think we could sack him before we did.
Yeah, with a club legend, you can't really be as harsh as you would have been able to.
At least it gave Tuchel the end of this season to work on the team. He knows what he needs for the summer now, and then push on for next season.
It's probably a better time for him to come in than earlier as well, because then he doesn't have pressure to do well with a team he hasn't really chosen.
No, next season he will have pressure because he will get backed in the transfer market a lot. I think Abramovich has already said that he's putting 280 million or something.
It's ridiculous money.
So you've got that. You've got money that will probably make from selling people like Barkley. I assume will probably go.
Yeah.
Probably Emerson or Alonso, one of the 2 left backs. We've just got a couple of excess players that are going to go. We'll be on at least 300 million to spend. Which
you're going for Haaland and.
Dude, out of curiosity, do you know what's happening for Barkley at Aston Villa? Because he's not been in the starting 11 much recently.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't actually played much since his injury. I know he was out for about a month, I think, a little bit earlier in the season, and he hasn't really come back in. I think it's just because who's the El Ghazi was scoring loads when he came back, and then obviously Bertrand Traore playing well. He just couldn't find that spot in the team. I'm surprised he hasn't with Grealish out, to be honest. I think he's probably what they've been missing in recent weeks. But when Grealish is back, I can't see him. I don't see him having a spot yet.
Because same at the start of the season, you could really see Aston Villa take him on from you permanently. However, I don't think we really see it happen now in the summer? Because where could he go, do you reckon?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Obviously, with his form at the start of the season, it was looking like we'd probably get, around 30 million. I genuinely think we could have got 30 million. I think we could have got 30 if he was playing a lot. Now I'd say we're looking probably still at 20. We do well with selling people, and he's not that old, so he's still got at least like 5 years left in him.
But isn't his wages quite high though?
Yeah, but
I
don't think he has that long left on his contract either.
Oh, really?
So I think it is one of those ones where, we could look at, whatever happens. I think he is sort of surplus to requirements. We've also got people like Loftus-Cheek on loan. There's talks about one of our centre mids leaving, maybe Jorginho or something. I prefer if he didn't, but there's more money coming in, whichever way it comes from.
Yeah, I guess you're in a good position with whatever happens, I guess. Let's move on to the Leicester versus United game. So, started off with United 1-0 up, and then kind of went down.
I thought Leicester scored first, then Mason Greenwood equalised.
No. Sorry, yeah. Because it was 1-0 and then 1-0. Because it looked like United were getting back into it, and then it just ended up.
Yeah, I remember when we were recording the reaction to the draw at half time, we were sort of saying about how you thought you were going to get Man United, and it wasn't necessarily the best draw, but then with how it ended out.
So that reaction was recorded on the Saints Prime podcast. So please feel free to check that out on on Apple Podcasts. What we were saying was, like Louis said, it was 1-0 at half time. Going to we thought you were going to be having United in the semi-finals. We were panicking a little bit. However, Leicester came out flying straight away with Euro Tillemans' goal. I think they kind of panicked United because Oli made 4 subs at once, 64th minute, bring on Bruno Fernandes, Comatone, Luke Shaw, Edison Cavani. But unfortunately, they didn't really do much of an impact. Because then in the 78th minute, you had another goal from Kelechi. Iheanacho's on red hot form at the moment, and they kind of shut up shop since then.
Yeah.
And I think Leicester City are a good team. However, I do still think City's going to be in the semi-finals to go to the final. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, because what I said on the Football Experience TikTok,
nice.
That what I said was out of like all the teams we could have played, I feel like Leicester is probably the best option. Because I wouldn't want Man City for one, I wouldn't have wanted Chelsea. So I feel like Leicester was the one team which I was kind of happy, even though they beat us 9-0. So realistically, I shouldn't be happy to play them.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So things have changed.
Yeah, it's better than playing United. That was more recent.
Yeah. Okay. Was there any other?
We'll do the Atletico Madrid Chelsea game.
Ghastly.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good to watch. Honestly, like just the shithousery from Rudiger the whole time. It's just one of my favourite things to see. He was bullying Suarez out there, and then Suarez got taken off on the 60th minute or something because he couldn't get into the game.
He couldn't hack it.
Yeah, and then once that happened, I think that was game over. Obviously, the least thing I expected when Emerson came on and got us the third. But he lost some guy on Super 6 about like 250 grand or something.
Stupid amount of money.
Scoring that last goal.
Jeez.
Which he must have been upset, but I was happy. So
that's what the matters, Lewis.
What you predicted, because I remember you and Mark spoke about it before the last one. Did you think it would have? I can't remember what you said. So did you think it was going to go like that when it's?
It's difficult. I wasn't too sure because obviously I knew Atletico were getting people back like Jimenez, who was missing from the first leg. Carrasco some decent quality players. But Jimenez, he was all right. Carrasco actually got subbed off even earlier than Suarez because he couldn't get in the game at all. So we just really performed a very good defensive display against them. They couldn't get in behind, and then we just took our chances. That was the difference.
Yeah. So let's talk about the draw. How do you feel about the draw for the Champions League?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we got the best possible option.
Yeah.
Yes, they beat Juventus, but you've got to be happy with it. It's just one of those things, We're playing against a Porto side who, did do very well in their last game, but I'd rather play them than any of the other teams in the tournament. So
yeah,
it's not bad either because the route to the final now actually leaves us playing either Liverpool or Real Madrid, who I know they're two good sides, but I'd probably rather again in the semi play one of them two than Bayern or Man City. So.
I say yes. I couldn't agree with you more, Louis. I think Chelsea had very favourable positions right now, and I think see an all English final with Chelsea playing City. In my opinion, Chelsea could easily sit back against Liverpool or Real. And then you have the likes of City. Also, I don't think they could take on Bayern if it came to it. It would be absolutely amazing match to watch. It's a shame it's not the final, to be honest. Having City at Bayern there. However, as a Chelsea fan, perspectively for you, I guess it's brilliant to see the two powerhouses go against each other in the other bracket.
Yeah, I mean, you never even know. We've seen weirder things with City. They don't usually perform in Europe, so playing against, this is their first actual test in the tournament. Really, they're up against, I think it's Dortmund, if I'm correct.
I believe so.
So they're up against a couple of very good players there. Haaland obviously scoring for fun, and Sancho. It'll be a good test for them to see where they're at, really.
It's a tough one because I said, it all depends if Sancho's back from injuries. I believe he's out at the moment, hence why he's not in the England squad. However, like I said, it's a very exciting Champions League brackets. I think it's been a bit dull like the past year, especially the final of Liverpool versus Spurs, the 1-0. Last couple of years been a bit dull, but it's exciting football for once. I think that's what everyone needs at the moment with lockdown and that sort of stuff. I keep raving on about, but I want to see City Bayern semi-final. It has to happen.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah.
I can't see
the
us
Champions
helping
League
in the final.
Yeah.
The exciting football side, but
I know, but I think if it's an English team's in the final, to me that's exciting.
Yeah,
that's something I can look forward to. Not just I don't know what it was last year, Bayern PSG. I also bring back to the fact there's two ex-finals in this bracket with PSG playing Bayern and the likes of Liverpool versus Real Madrid.
Yeah, two big games there.
So any thoughts on the games though, on the PSG side?
I think that'll be an interesting one. Obviously, I think Neymar should be back by then. So, it'll be a good game, but I personally can't see PSG beating Bayern. Bayern aren't playing as well as last year, as well as they were last year. But I still don't think overall PSG have a good enough side to beat them.
Well, we have to remember Bayern Munich do have Eric Muka Chopin up front, so
that was the worst
pronunciation ever. I know, however,
but I know what you mean.
Top dog.
You should be
Lewandowski's out. You don't need anyone else.
Yes. Okay. Shall we move on to the Saints best 11 since 2000?
Yeah, since 2000.
Okay. Where are you starting goal, boys?
Goalkeepers, obviously, the big man Stuart Taylor.
An Arsenal invincible, and was also on the bench of Southampton's 2003 FA Cup final loss to Arsenal.
I've been doing your research.
Fun fact for you there.
So
I'm a big Stuart Taylor fan, mate. To be honest.
I've gone Calvin Davis personally, just from the memories he's brought from the early days.
Who have you gone doing?
It's between. Sorry, I dropped my Drop my tripod. It's between Fraser Forster and Kelvin Davis to me, because Fraser Forster currently in good form. Obviously, he had a great spell at Celtic last season. That's nothing to do with Southampton, however, he's still playing well as a Southampton representative. And that Matt there's a good argument point with Kelvin Davis does have the memories of me growing up as a Saints fan. However, it depends what we're going off, quality or memories. That's the problem here for me.
Yeah, I feel like the first 2 years with
Fraser were
Forster,
absolutely
he was
brilliant.
unbelievable. Like some of the saves he did, like I honestly can't believe it. And I feel a bit sorry for him when he started to play bad, how fans just straight away just
Absolutely turned on him. It's disgusting behaviour, in my opinion. They should never. Any football fans should never turn their players like that.
yeah.
It's a bit like the Liverpool Carrier situation. It absolutely disgusted me how all their players turned on them, especially the Liverpool go by. You never walk alone.
Yeah.
Completely obliterate a player's career.
Yeah.
But let's say because of that, Matt, I think I will go with Fraser Forster. Thank you for inspiring me.
I've gone Forster as well, but purely because I didn't really watch Saints in the years before the Prem, so I can't really bring Calvin Davis into the equation much.
That's fair, Louis.
Personally, yeah.
Let's move on to centre backs first. So I've gone with Van Dijk and Jose Fonte.
What a partnership that was, eh?
Yeah.
Back in Southampton's best form in the Premier League in recent history under that partnership. But I think I'll have to go for the same, Matt, because Jose Fonte, club legend, and Van Dijk, look at him now, look where he's gone on to. Second in the Ballon d'Or, or third, I'm not really too sure what it was. The Premier League winner, Champions League winner, World Cup winner. What hasn't he done? Carabao Cup or FA Cup, that's what I'm saying.
Jonathan Saint.
Yeah, I've gone with the same, Van Dijk Fonte. I think it's any honourable mentions you could think of?
Honourable mentions. Where do I start? Maya Yoshida, Jos Højveld.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading